Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot, boy, you speak French now.
Hey y'all, it's me again, real life, back with a reaction live. And today I'm going to be reacting on Amoy. If you don't know who Amoy is, then thank God. I'm just kidding, but Amoy is a character. That's all I'm gonna say. Amoy is a character. I found Amoy on TikTok. It's the whole thing. But we're just going to react on it. Y'all let me know what you think. Because it's a lot. It's a whole rabbit hole. So I found this video and it is called The End of TikTok's Worst Rage Baiter, Amoy the Goddess. So we're gonna watch this and react to this today. Let's get it started. 1 second.
On that stage, some people build entire characters, comedic personas, drag queens, influencers, or just ordinary folk. Appears online as himself. Instead, he slips into the skin of Amoy, a loud, brash, over over-the-top character who leaves a trail of enemies, scandals, and accusations everywhere he goes. At first glance, he looks like just another eccentric TikTok creator. But peel back the layers, and the picture becomes much darker. He's been accused of grooming behavior.
She said he was messing with a young boy in the day named Jamie. Had Jamie thinking he was trying to be a big brother. No, he started f***ing that boy. And the boy thought it was right until he got grown and noticed it wasn't. When he noticed, he tried to Tori.
Of making inappropriate comments about children.
Suck the 2-year-old dick, or eat the 2-year-old and die. The 2-year-old y'all keep talking about. Suck they and eat they.
Of abusing his partners, and even mistreating both his autistic son and his pit bull Sabrina.
Stop! Go to your cage! Chewing on that f***ing wall!
How that happened, and he threw the keys at me. And I said, I'm going to the laundromat. He kept calling me on the phone, threatening me and stuff. So I remember I called his mother and I said, your son threatened me. And by the time I get to the house, the police are going to be there and he needs to be gone.
His relationships are riddled with chaos. His online presence is dripping with obscenity, and his feuds almost always.
I don't understand why people don't get it. Everything you do was on the internet, and that stuff don't just go away. And he literally said recently that he didn't know nothing about no 2-year-old and all of this stuff. You literally said that on live, and it's recorded.
For years, Amoy loudly proclaimed that he was straight. Then, without warning, he declared he was transitioning, though not with hormones or surgeries, just by self-identification. And guess what? This came after months, even years of trashing the LGBTQ+ community. The contradiction was obvious, but that's the pattern with Amoy. Every new statement contradicts the last.
I don't need hormones, and I don't have to take hormones just because I'm transitioning. I look fine the way I am. I'm natural. I'm not getting no work done.
He's feuded with countless women online, spawned petitions to have his accounts banned, and turned his Twitter into an X-rated archive of.
Amoy don't even know what transitioning means. He's so slow. You ain't transitioning nothing.
18-year-old pretending to be his partner and constantly blurring the line between reality and performance.
I already talked about it. If me and James don't work out, and we hope in long term, and he said the same thing, he wanted to be long term, but if we don't work out, he's going back to women, and I'm.
So who is Amoy the Goddess? A straight man in women's clothing? A transitioning woman who won't commit to transition? A manipulative abuser? A misunderstood creator? Or just another internet lolcow caught in the endless cycle of controversy? In this video, we're going to peel back the layers of Toriano Arthur's online persona, dissect the scandals that follow him, and try to answer one question that nobody, not even Amoy himself, seems to know. What is the truth behind Amoy the Goddess? Now, every chaotic internet for Toriano Arthur, better known as Amoy the Goddess,
He said, if we don't work out, we going back to women. Ain't no woman gonna want neither one of y'all nasty dookie butts. Sorry about the music, y'all. I'm trying to get it together.
wigs, makeup, and exaggerated mannerisms, speaking in a tone that was designated to grab attention. To casual viewers, it might have looked like another TikTok skit account. But very quickly, it became clear that Amoy wasn't just playing dress-up, he was living through the persona. Now, we don't know a lot about his backstory, but according to famous birthdays, he was born on July 12, 1984, which makes him a 41-year-old man right now. He was brought up in Norfolk, Virginia, and currently resides in North Carolina. From the earliest days, Amoy
41-year-old idiot. Okay? Word to Vice. Word to Vice Santos. Another 41-year-old idiot.
insisted that he was straight, a strange contradiction that instantly raised eyebrows. People noticed how he would enter women's bathrooms in character, using Amoy as a kind of shield.
They told me, did you go to the girls' bathroom? And if I did, I'm a lady today. So if I go in the girls' bathroom, huh?
To many, this was the first red flag. Where did the character end, and where did Toriano begin? But what set him apart from the countless other eccentric online personalities was his fixation on conflict. Amoy wasn't just an online persona meant for comedy skits or parody. Almost immediately, Toriano started feuding. with commenters, with other creators, with women who dared to criticize him. Amoy wasn't just a mask, it was a weapon, a larger-than-life character he used to attack others, all while insisting it was just content. Early followers were left trying to figure out exactly what they were watching. Was this a drag act? Was this a man cosplaying as women for comedy? Or was it something else? A person building an entire online identity around confusion, contradiction, and aggression? And the longer Amoy stayed online, the murkier the picture became. While he claimed to be a straight man simply playing a character, the persona grew more sexual, more confrontational, and more personal. He wasn't just acting as Amoy, he was living as Amoy and demanding that others accept the blurred reality he created. This was the foundation of everything that would come later. The controversies, the feuds, the accusations. From the very start, Amoy the Goddess was never just a character. She was Toriano's way of reshaping reality, bending the truth, and keeping people guessing about who he really was. However, before we dive into Amoy's chaotic live streams and never-ending feuds, there's one subject that has followed him like a shadow for years: his sexuality. Normally, this wouldn't be anyone's business. Most people online don't owe the world an explanation about who they're attracted to. But in Amoy's case, the controversy doesn't come from speculation alone, it comes from Amoy himself. From the beginning, he's made a habit of speaking on this subject, loudly and often. For years, Amoy doubled down on the claim that he was a straight man, even while presenting himself as a hyper-feminine character online. We also came across this old video of Amoy, back when people...
Well, I'm just glad he came out. Be who you are for your pride. But now that he out, he don't know how to act. Okay, he literally believes that he's a woman. Like yeah, he got some screws missing for real.
addressing it calmly, he went off yelling, swearing, and trying to shut down anyone who questioned him. Honestly, it came across less like confidence and more like straight-up defensiveness, almost like he was in denial or just couldn't handle the idea of people talking about him in that way. Watching it back now with everything else that's surfaced, it feels unsettling. Not only that, but in classic Amoy fashion, he couldn't just leave it at a simple denial. Instead, he decided to take a jab at the LGBTQ+ community, almost like they were the masterminds plotting against him and the only ones pushing these rumors.
But for an LGBTQ dude to be sitting on a panel talking about me or making videos about me, you contradicting yourself, baby. You sleeping with a man. You wearing nails, wigs, and women clothes too. So you can't say shit about me. The only difference is I'm straight doing it. You going to hell.
The irony, of course, is that he himself was the one constantly bringing up his own sexuality in different ways, throwing out mixed signals, and then acting shocked when people got confused. It's almost like he created the mystery himself and then got angry when people started to solve it. That contradiction alone
He tried to convince himself so bad for us for a very long time.
insulted and bashed queer people while simultaneously blurring the very lines he claimed to stand outside of. But here's the thing, when you put yourself out there the way Amoy does, and when you rage and bait the internet to this extent, it's only a matter of time before it comes back to haunt you. With Amoy, that's exactly what happened. As people started digging into his past, old receipts and troubling information began to surface. And what they revealed was far worse than just confusion over his identity, because it turns out Amoy's interests weren't limited to adult men. Oh,
He want to be a housewife so bad, it's sick. Them ugly ass nails.
that Amoy's been involved in grooming behavior with underage individuals. Yeah, you heard that right. Now, to be clear, we can't say how much truth there is behind every accusation, but what we can say is that there are pieces of evidence, clips, and testimonies floating around online that point toward a deeply unsettling pattern. Patterns that suggest Amoy has crossed boundaries with people far too young to ever be involved with him. And once those whispers started, they never really stopped. The very first instance we came across of Amoy being involved with underage boys was with this guy named DeAndre, who at the time might have been only around 18 or 19. Keep in mind, Amoy was already a 40-year-old man by then, and the dynamic here was really uncomfortable. From what we've been able to piece together, Amoy was making all kinds of questionable and inappropriate content with him. It seems like Amoy even paid DeAndre to appear in skits with him, basically acting as his boyfriend on camera. But what makes it worse are the rumors that things might have gone beyond just the skits, that Amoy may have actually slept with him. Whether or not those rumors are fully true, the whole situation already
Sick,
looks shady enough.
twisted,
Given the
disgusting,
age gap and the
nasty,
way Amoy was
horse
presenting his
face.
relationship online. However, if you think this is bad, you're not even close to prepared for how messy this whole thing is about to get. Because this isn't an isolated incident. Far from it. There have been several other underage guys that Amoy's been linked with. Names like Javon have come up, and of course Jamie, who's been brought up countless times on his Reddit page. Now, regarding Jamie, we had to dig a little deeper to figure out what actually went down. According to Amoy's own Reddit, Jamie was a guy he met back in the day, at a time when Jamie was still underage. People who were close to Amoy at the time have since come forward, openly talking about how Jamie and Amoy had been sleeping together. Keep in mind, all of this allegedly happened long before Amoy made his appearance on the internet pretending to be a straight man, which is exactly why this information made people dig deeper into his past, because the whole straight guy act started to feel less like the truth and more like a defensive cover-up, something he crafted to hide what was really going on behind the scenes. We also came across some old pictures on Reddit where Amoy had posted Jamie back in 2013. The captions were strange. Things like, "Enjoyed you this weekend, had a blast," along with what looked like a mugshot of Jamie. So it seemed like at some point Jamie had been in jail, although the exact details are really murky. According to one commenter under that post, Jamie and Amoy first met way back in 1998. 10 years later, Amoy reportedly pressed some kind of charges against him, which might explain the jail photo, though we don't know for certain. The timeline actually adds up really nicely, because the charges happened only a few months after these pictures were posted on Instagram. We also came across a clip of an interview with Amoy's cousin, Royal, where he mentioned that Jamie already had issues before he ever met Amoy. That's a pretty telling statement, because it suggests Jamie may not have been the most stable person to begin with. But at the same time, it also raises an uncomfortable possibility that Amoy may have knowingly taken advantage of that instability. After all, Jamie was still underage when everything between the two supposedly went down, which complicates the whole picture even more.
After that, whatever happened with that, he went back to doing what he been doing.
You just said that.
I just said Jamie had problems before Amoy.
No,
when
you didn't.
Amoy got into Jamie's life, Jamie straightened up. Jamie started working. He was working at Cookout. He was doing what he was doing. And then boom, 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 boom. After all that, Jamie went back, left. Jamie been up in the head.
Right, so it sounds like to me he was a wild wreck. He got with Amoy.
And Amoy straightened him up. And he started working. He was doing some good
whatever
shit.
he wanted to do to him, and then the boy got right back even worse than he was than before he got.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's you putting shit in.
Besides this, we also came across another clip where this guy Royal basically just went off on Amoy. He blasted not only Amoy's weird relationship with Jamie, but also dropped the bomb that Amoy was apparently sleeping with Jamie's mother, which, yeah, is straight up disgusting. But honestly, the way Royal
Sounds like
talks
the
about
man
Amoy
has
makes it
almost the same
unintentionally
accent as Amoy,
hilarious.
so that's
He
probably
claimed
some of
that
his
Amoy is
family
bisexual
members.
and part of the
Might he know
LGBTQ
personally trying to take up for him?
His name was Hershey Dior. Yes, he is a part of the LGBTQ community. Yes, he was Jamie. They was all the time. So that sexual assault, no, they wasn't. He didn't sexually assault him, but they had a whole relationship. The nigga moved to Raleigh. They was in Raleigh together. All this shit, he was his mama and all that shit. And put it this way, I wouldn't say that Hershey is all the way gay, but what I will say is he bisexual. He'll that's what he will do. Excuse my French, y'all. He'll
Okay, so it seems like he's another one of them weird PDFs that goes with the mama but really wants the sons. Just nasty, dirty, trifling, stinking.
Real niggas ain't dressing up and going to no nail salon. Nigga, get some pop off. Get some pop off if you was a real nigga. You ain't a real nigga. You used to do drag daily. That's what. Let's talk about it. See, I tried to keep it off the record, but since you want to go and I tried to let our conversation be off the record, but you want to sit here and be on live to make it seem like I'm a backpedal on everything I'm saying. First off, I didn't put your business out here, but now since you can't live in your truth, Tori, Hershey, my brother, And I'm saying this with love because you definitely not living in your truth. You definitely are part of the LGBT community. Hell, I am too. So what the live in your truth? What is you talking about? These people up here talking about you sexually assaulted Jamie.
And if you think having his own cousin and close friend come forward wasn't
That's
enough,
a word right
there's
there.
yet
That is a word
another
right there.
person who
Live
decided
in
to
your
speak up
truth.
about Amoy.
If you're a part of the
Zaxby's put the lemon pepper
LGBT
you love
community or
on the
whatever,
chicken you
I
love.
mean, okay. It's 2025 now. Who really cares? I don't get it.
Manipulative behavior and messy personal life weren't just rumors. People close to him had been talking about this for years. James claimed that a lot of what we're seeing play out now is just the surface, and that behind the scenes, Amoy had a reputation for being messy, exploitative, and constantly involved in drama.
He's from Janesville, North Carolina, or I met him in Janesville, North Carolina. Girl, I said, girl, even bad people know stuff about him. He always been feminine. She said, yes, always. I said, why he want to be from Norfolk? I'm reading. Why he want to be from Norfolk so bad? Something going on? Girl, I know him, and I know him. It's too much, and that motherfucker don't like me. So I'm going to be a little cool on this, but I'm going to give you some tea. He likes boys he can manipulate. I said, girl, he hate all women. He like I'm young and disabled at this point. She said he was messing with a young boy in the day named Jamie. Had Jamie thinking he was trying to be a big brother. No, he started that boy. And the boy thought it was right until he got grown and noticed it wasn't. When he noticed, he tried to kill Tori. I'm sorry, from the boy ended up in the crazy house and all. Tori had him thinking he had no family. That fucking was the right thing to do. It was sad as fuck for real. Everybody knew.
Now, regarding the charges that Amoy pressed on Jamie, we actually came across some screenshots that clearly state both of the charges. Assault with a deadly weapon and injury to personal property were completely dropped. A Reddit user posted this picture saying, "Case number 1, assault with a deadly weapon. The case was dropped. Case number 2, injury to personal property.
The fact that
Jamie
he
was found
just
not guilty. That guy has been through enough dealing with
he
this
just
stuff
showing
past.
them nasty
Shame on him.
plates
I pray for the day that
while
you
all of this
accept
is
you
going
are
on.
the
It's
problem."
crazy.
A lot of people in the comments also pointed out that this isn't very surprising, since Amoy apparently has a long-running habit of filing reports against people for no reason, almost like he thrives on creating chaos and dragging others down with him. Now, I'd like to point out again that all of this resurfaced during the time when Amoy was still very conveniently keeping up his straight man act. Of course, nobody's sexuality is anybody's business to begin with, but people who had known him personally were coming forward with stories that painted a disturbing picture. Many already suspected he wasn't being truthful, yet Amoy doubled down, ranting in videos about how he was straight and how everyone was coming after him for no reason. The truth is, he seemed more angry that so many people were starting to piece things together about his life than anything
It's
else.
so hard to
Instead
look
of
at. Like
owning up or clearing the air, he chose
I
to
don't judge
lash
nobody
out,
or nothing,
keep
but
up
he is so
appearances,
hard
and
to look
play
at.
the victim.
He
In
need to
short,
just
Amoy was
stay
furious that people were figuring him out,
dolled up
and
with
he
his makeup
couldn't
and stuff.
stand it.
Because
In one
when
video we
he
came
does not
across,
have his makeup
Amoy
on, he
was
is so
lashing
hard to
out at
look
people
at.
who were digging into his past. He claimed that if people were going to expose things about him, then he was going to start talking about people's parents back in Janesville, where he grew up. According to him, some of his friends' parents had raped him when he was a child. The way he delivered this was shocking, not just because of the disturbing nature of the claim, but also because he used it almost like a threat, as if revealing trauma was ammunition in an online argument.
Stop putting out lies about me, because I can start naming people's parents that raped me in Janesville. So stop putting out lies about me, baby, because I can put out the truth about people's parents in Janesville.
Now, we all know that Amoy has a
It's
habit
not
of
an
lying
excuse.
about just
That's not an excuse. Just because you were done a certain way when you were young, it's not an excuse for you to do it to other people, other young people. It's not an excuse at all.
the way he behaves, the way he constantly defends his actions, and the way he twists narratives all paint the picture of someone deeply disturbed and unstable. And usually, behavior like that has roots in childhood experiences that shape a person into what they eventually become. In this video, Amoy even said that people should stop digging into his past, because he too had things happen to him, things he claims he never told anyone, not even his own mother. But instead of confronting it, he uses it almost as an excuse. His mindset seems to be, since it happened to me and I let it go, it's not that big of a deal. That kind of reasoning shows how disconnected he really is from accountability, brushing off trauma as if it gives him a free pass to continue being the way he is today.
Y'all need to stop digging in people's motherfucking. Y'all can open cans up that can really score and hurt somebody. Y'all need to stop digging. Ain't nobody personal life, none of y'all mother business. But trying to hurt me, y'all gonna open up cans to get people's parents hurt in Jamesville. So if you want to play the game, let's play it. Because I would grab a lot of people's parents in Jamesville, and I never told my mama until now. So if we want to talk about it, let's talk about it.
However, despite the proofs and people coming forward, Amoy stuck to his story and kept trying to beat the allegations. But honestly, the disgusting things he would constantly say and do didn't exactly help his case. In fact, it only made him look worse.
Over again. And they clips me and put on the troll pages. So I don't know why people come back asking me the same questions every day. I know new viewers be watching and new people be watching, but they clip everything I say and do. They clip everything I say and do. Girl, suck that 2-year-old dick and die, bitch. Do that. Suck the 2-year-old dick that y'all keep talking about and die. Suck the 2-year-old dick.
See that right there? That's why people don't fuck with him. Cause stuff like that, that's not right. Come on now.
Cross is nothing more than a twisted person who doesn't give a single thought about what he's defending or the harm caused by his own actions. Instead of taking accountability, he doubles down. And that says a lot more about who he really is than anything else. However, if you think the whole situation with Jamie is as bad as it could possibly get, then you'd be mistaken. Because we also came across claims online that Jamie apparently tried to unalive himself. Yes, according to people on the internet, it happened because Amoy supposedly gave him AIDS.
Everybody want to know why Jamie tried to kill him? Because Jamie found his Alabama in December snow pills. That's why Jamie tried to kill him. Take that back to him. Jamie tried to kill him because he tried to give Jamie that nasty man disease.
Now, we don't know for sure how much truth there is to this claim.
Yeah, we don't know about that. Because he showed some papers that he didn't have it, but they were like 2 years old, so there's no telling what he got now.
Having gone to both middle school and high school with him. According to her, Amoy was the one who gave Jamie AIDS, and from there, he was the one spreading it around. She didn't just stop there either. She went on to say that Amoy completely derailed Jamie's life, painting him as the root cause of much of the chaos and tragedy that followed.
Jamie has AIDS. I said, wait, did he give Jamie AIDS? I said, I don't want Jamie to relive this. She said, I definitely don't think Jamie's been online, but let me make sure. I said, is he spreading it? She said, yes, he did. Yes, he did, right? I said, no, I want to cry for him, but something's up. He don't want nobody knowing his past. Did you know him in school? She said he destroyed Jamie. He would never be the same. Exactly. Middle school and high school. She went to school with middle school and high school with him. He came when we were in the 8th grade. Amoy came to Jamesville when he was in 8th grade.
CRM is so slow.
It's messed up, man. If that is true, if it's true, that's messed up, sick, and disgusting. Skip this ad.
So I said my friend met him around 11th to 12th grade. She said he was gone by then. I said, so he did this to Jamie as an adult? Okay, sorry. So he did this to Jamie as an adult? I believe he left the summer before the 10th grade. So he left the summer before 10th grade. And yes.
This is, of course, only her side of the story, but if true, it paints a much darker picture of Amoy's role in everything than most people might have expected. And if all this wasn't already enough, throughout all of this, Amoy has completely refused to accept these allegations. Instead, he claimed that he would bring Jamie on live to clear things up. But when his audience asked if Jamie would be going on a podcast to talk about what happened, Amoy shot that down immediately, saying that Jamie wasn't going to do any podcasts because he's homeless. The way he said it came off less like an explanation, more like he was talking down to Jamie in a really derogatory and almost mocking way.
Grand Rising, girl, we don't care if Jamie is going on a podcast. How many accounts you got, girl? Jamie is out here homeless. He ain't going on nobody's podcast. He's around these streets homeless, baby. And I really don't care if he go on the podcast or not. I really don't. They don't be knowing what the fuck they talking about. They don't even know that boy around here homeless. He do crack and all of that now.
Honestly, this is the kind of behavior that really gives people the ick. There's one thing, doing horrible things and just being a
From
terrible
what they
person
said,
in
you the
general.
reason why he
But
out
it's
here
something
on
else
crack
entirely
and
to flip the
homeless.
script and try to act like the victim through
crazy.
it all. Watching someone pretend to be something they're clearly not is beyond frustrating. It's manipulative, it's disingenuous, and at the end of the day, it just comes off as downright disgusting behavior. Honestly, trust us when we say that this is only the beginning of the chaos this guy has stirred up online. He's become notorious for being extremely rude to salon staff, picking random fights with people, including a 16-year-old who once did his hair, and even going as far as threatening to press charges or slap people with cease and desist letters anytime someone dares to talk about him. Over the years, he's gotten himself tangled up in countless feuds with people like Apple Store Queen, LaQuanda, and even an underage hairstylist. Now, if you
Legend,
don't know who the
legend.
Apple Store Queen is, she's one of the
Hey, don't be
biggest
laughing.
degenerates on the internet, better known as Lachey Hinton.
This is
She's
not funny. It's
infamous
funny,
for
but
her
it's not.
unhinged live streams, messy behavior, and the way she constantly plays the victim while stirring up drama. People criticize her for her lack of accountability, her obsession with clout, and the way she drags out petty internet feuds just to keep attention on herself. The whole feud with Amoy basically started over something ridiculously small. Amoy followed Lachey, which for some reason triggered Lachey's trolls to start harassing Amoy. Naturally, Amoy got upset. But then those same trolls started feeding to Lachey, telling her that Amoy was trolling her. Instead of clearing it up, Lachey just unfollowed Amoy, and that was enough to kick everything off. Of course, instead of
Sunday,
letting it
y'all.
go, Amoy had to make literally hundreds of videos about the
Ain't no
situation,
mods in here, man.
turning it into way more
Anybody
than it
fucking with
ever
me today?
needed to be. But hey, when you thrive on drama, why
And
not,
I don't
right?
give a fuck.
Never. So she let the trolls make her follow me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was mad. I did feel some type of way because I got trolled behind following her, y'all. I got trolled. Her trolls started trolling me for following her. So yeah.
That's so damn long, man. Damn.
I took up for you. I never spoke bad about you. You listen to the trolls instead of coming saying, hey, Amoy the Goddess, are you talking about me? Because the trolls saying you talking about me. So why she couldn't have done that before she unfollowed? Why she couldn't been a grown woman, came in inbox, hey, Amoy, the trolls saying you talking about me. Are you talking about me? And we could have talked about it. You just chose to unfollow. And it took me to go down. I don't know when she unfollowed, y'all. It took me to go down my list to do an unfollow party, everybody that unfollowed me. And she was the first one. She was the first one. So yeah, why I don't have a right to be upset.
And not only that, but Sincere has made videos where he takes shots at Lachey, calling her out for being a bad mother. All the while he's flexing like he's got his priorities straight.
He is a broken
because
record. He says
supposedly
the same
takes care
thing
of his
over and
son.
over and over. That's why I'm thinking it's a little tism in there, just a little tism. And he's sitting there talking about Lachey. You was not in your son's life like that. When the last time your son been over there? Be for real. What about her kids? What about yours?
Now, according to us, this is hilarious because, yeah, everyone already knows Lachey isn't exactly Mother of the Year, and if you don't know who she is,
Over there prancing around in drags, wear while your son watching. That's not, man, come on.
Video. What we do want to point out is how Amoy is no better. He's also shown himself to be a bad parent. Amoy himself has gone on record saying some really dumb things about his son Jalen, who, by the way, is autistic. We'll get into those details later, but let's just say this. When Jack brags that he's got his priorities straight, we're not buying it. And like we said, it's not only Lachey that Amoy has picked fights with online. He's constantly out there looking for new targets. And more often than not, his hate seems directed at women, specifically black women. He'll go out of his way to stir up drama, even offline. There are videos of him being rude to nail salon staff, acting like he's above everyone around him.
I am going to talk about them now. But I'm so glad that I ran into a girl that do nail techs out her house. I'm so glad that I ran into a girl that do nail techs out her house, that do nails at her house, and I don't have to worry about the nail shop no more.
Or do nail techs at her house. Huh? What?
I said I never, and I show her all the videos on the page where I got my nails done. I said, show me where have I ever talked about y'all and my nails. I show her every video that I posted of my nails. I said, so please, show me where have I talked about my nails. And it's crazy, y'all, because I had just met a woman yesterday to do my nails outside the nail shop, and I ain't got to worry about the nail shop no more. I don't have to worry about the nail shop no more. But I was going to go because I wanted
All
my
he do
nail
is holler and repeat
to do
himself.
my overlay. So I was
I
going to
mean,
go
even
and
if
let
he
him
did get
do
a
it.
nail tech,
But now
his
I'm on
shit's
my
still
way to
fucked up.
the girl to let her do it.
Apparently, Amoy made it his
You
personal
want to be
mission
a
to
90s
terrorize
mom so
every nail
bad,
salon in
a,
the
now, a
5-mile
90s
radius. He'd walk in,
housewife
give the staff
so
hell,
bad.
and then jump on his story to drag them like it was some kind of sport. It got so bad that one of the nail techs had to come online with a whole video just to clear their name. It got so bad that Amoy got himself banned from the nail shop. Yeah, banned. Imagine being such a menace that the people whose literal job it is to deal with difficult customers decide you're just too much. Honestly, it's hilarious.
Promoted the shop and all of that, and we didn't have no problems. So tomorrow I will be finding out if I'm banned from the shop or not. But if I so happen to be for no reason, the next shop that I go to, I won't be vlogging, I won't be going live.
On top of that, he once got into a full-blown online fight with his 16-year-old hairstylist.
He just like Peach. Everywhere he go, he got to start drama with somebody. Everywhere he go, anybody he collab with, always fall out. Just like Peach. They got issues, man. For real.
Aggressive. The funniest part, though, is that there's a video floating around where you can clearly see him smiling, saying he likes his hair, looking all happy with it, and then later he jumps online to completely trash the same place. He even said he does hair himself and doesn't really need anyone else to do it. So why go in the first place? Honestly, it's petty for absolutely no reason at all.
I love it, man. Bruh. She did her big one, bruh. She gonna tell me that don't be talking about her business more. That's what I'm there for. To get reviews on places I go, food and all of that. Never gave you a bad review. You letting these trolls sauce you up. If I didn't like my hair when I got out that chair, I would have told her. I paid $110 for my hair. I said once again, it was not nothing with the hair. It was the unit. It was the unit. And I told my supporters that I wasn't getting another 360. All my supporters were like, right, you never said unit. I said, right. So the trolls must went to her and misconstrued what I said on that live that night and got the shit started. But I don't care because like I told you, like y'all know, I do hair. I could do my own hair. I just wanted to go get it done because it was my birthday. I could have did this shit and mastered it myself and kept my $110. You didn't give me nothing back for burning me. I had to walk around yesterday with a burnt mark on my forehead and over here and y'all calling me talking shit. She didn't give me nothing back for burning me. Happy. Girl, her mama attacked me, then her aunt called me yesterday attacking me.
And it's exactly this kind of behavior, the constant attention-seeking, the dramatic meltdowns, and the manipulative antics, that has cemented Amoy's reputation as one of the most liked-disliked people on TikTok. He thrives on stirring up chaos. But when you live for clout, there's always a price to pay. And in Amoy's case, that price came in the form of his secrets no longer staying secret. All the skeletons he tried to keep buried, from disturbing allegations about grooming and predatory behavior to the shady way he treats people around him, were dragged out into the public spotlight. Once that door opened, it never really closed again. People started to dedicate entire corners of Discord and Reddit just to dissecting his every move, tracking his lies, and archiving his meltdowns like some sort of digital museum of bad behavior. And if that wasn't enough, trolls began organizing in real time to mass report his live streams and social media pages. Every time he went live, thinking he could keep up with his non-stop nonsense, there was always a swarm of people ready to shut it down. The more he tried to manipulate and gaslight his audience, the more people doubled down on exposing him. However, in our opinion, one of the most hilarious things to come out of his trolling era was Janae. Now, for those of you who've had the misfortune of following Amoy for a long time, you'll know that Janae was hands down his most iconic troll. See, Amoy had this little routine where he'd go to
Janae be on his neck. Any little thing he do, Janae be on it.
and he'd film himself there
Out on
playing
him
music,
every time.
promoting their business. But here's the kicker.
I don't.
Every time
I
Amoy would
don't
show up at these spots, Janae would immediately call the
condone
police and
doxing,
tell them
but
that he'd been stealing. And this wasn't a
always find
one-off
Amoy and
prank.
dox his
She
ass
did
every
it
time.
consistently,
He
to the
getting
point where it
nothing out of
caused
Janae then.
major headaches for Amoy. In one video we came across, Amoy's on live stream at this restaurant, and the management approaches him, telling them someone had called them and told them that he had been stealing from them. And this is how Amoy reacted.
Influencers. So if you're gonna be doing it, you better make sure that you're making good money.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
They know I'm TikTok famous, and I get trolled. I don't steal or nothing. I eat here all the time. Me and my family come here all the time. We've been here for years, and I be on live. But this little girl is cyber stalking me, and my supporters just came and told me. They said she calling everywhere that you going, telling them that you stealing. But everywhere I go, I'm known, because I'm TikTok famous. Everywhere I go shop, they know me. But I can't help what this girl doing. I'm trying to press charges on her, but they told me I got to come to Wisconsin to do it. And I live in North Carolina. But she doing it, they just came and told me so when we walk in. But we eat here all the time. I been coming here years, and I be on live all the time. I even got viral videos sending people to y'all establishment to eat. I got viral videos from Kickback Chat. They'll send a lot of people here to eat. But I'm trying to deal with this girl, but they telling me I got to come to their state to press the charges. I got videos of her lying on my name. She posted my family, finding my family, posted and putting lies out on my name. They told me it's considered cyber stalking, but I got to come to their city. But I got viral videos with y'all and everything.
Now, we're not saying that what the trolls have been doing is good behavior, far from it. But Amoy needs to understand that this is what happens when you direct so much hate toward yourself on purpose. When you've got all these horrible stories and rumors floating around about you, there's always going to be a price that comes with that game. And the way Amoy talks about himself, it's pretty clear he thinks he's untouchable, that he's popular and beyond criticism. But the second people start questioning him, he completely unravels, lashing out, threatening lawsuits, and even calling the police on anyone who dares to push back. And yes, this isn't just a one-off thing. Amoy has a track record. We actually came across a video of him literally threatening someone who made a video about him with a cease and desist.
And I'm about to get him for defamation of character because I do have a lawyer, and my man know why people keep thinking I'm lying. I do have a lawyer. I'm fitting to get him for defamation of character if he keep lying on my man, because he don't know my man. Cease and desist, or I'm about to hit her with defamation of character. The girl that's sitting up there reading off of a script what these people talking about.
He said deceased assist. What?
Thing. And they already gave me her name. I think she's from him.
Now, two things stood out. First, the fact that he actually thinks throwing around legal jargon is going to scare people on the internet. And second, the man doesn't even know how to pronounce it. I mean, picture this. Someone trying to sound intimidating while completely butchering the words they're using. It's not giving lawyered up, it's giving high school drama club villain who forgot his lines. Honestly, it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see. However, if there's one thing that can top all of Amoy's antics, it's his desperate attempts to convince people that he's straight. Like, sir, you've spent more time explaining your sexuality to strangers on the internet than you have just living your life, and yet somehow you think everyone else is the problem. The funniest part is how he handles being exposed by people who actually knew him back in the day. They come forward, drop receipts, air out everything he used to do, and instead of addressing it head on, he hops online with the most tired line in the book. Well, people can believe what they want to believe.
So y'all need to just stop putting out lies. Y'all posting a whole person picture, disclosing this person information and all of that, and y'all don't even know if what these people talking about is true. And y'all talking about a whole person that don't even know that y'all talking about him. And that's sad. And then they sending me pictures of the person. Y'all need to stop what y'all doing on this internet. And I'm not going to speak on it. I'm going to let y'all believe what y'all want to believe. These people don't know what they talking about. I ain't got to speak on none of that stuff. Y'all don't know nothing y'all talking about. Y'all digging and finding stuff, and y'all don't even know nothing y'all talking about.
That right there, that's textbook deflection. Instead of owning up, he plays this little game where he pretends that he's above it all. Like accountability doesn't apply to him. It's the classic, if I act unbothered, then maybe people will stop pressing me strategy. But in reality, it just makes him look even more guilty. On top of all that, Amoy's history with relationships has been nothing short of a train wreck. Over the years, several of his exes have stepped forward with stories that don't exactly paint him as a charming, misunderstood guy. In fact, quite the opposite. The picture that comes together is of someone who has a long-running pattern of being manipulative, toxic, and downright cruel in his personal life. One of the most notable accounts came from a live stream where his former partner, Mimi, decided to break her silence. And let us tell you, Mimi did not hold back. She described in detail what it was like to be with Amoy, and it was far from pretty. According to her, he wasn't just a bad boyfriend. He was the kind of partner who chipped away at you emotionally, treated you like you didn't matter, and made the relationship feel more like a nightmare than a romance. The way she spoke about him gave off the strong impression that Amoy not only carried resentment toward women in general, but also seemed to take it out on the ones closest to him. His ex said on this live stream that he has always been feminine, which annoyed her very much.
In Greenville, and I said, well, it's not raining in my part of Greenville, and it went from there in 2017.
You had mentioned something about you was like he used to. I saw you in a comment. You said he used to ask you to leave so his homeboys would come over.
Yes, so Risha, I was going through something. I was in a dark time in my life at that time. Did he act sassy outside of the character? The lip perching thing. Is that how you say it? When you perch your lips? The lip perching thing. That thing irritated my soul. It irritated my damn soul. He was always poking his lips out. And I would always address it. Like, that irritated me. That's what I saw. All of this that we seeing now, no, I didn't see that.
One detail Mimi shared really stuck with us because it wasn't just a red flag. It was practically a neon sign pointing at Amoy's not-so-well-kept secret. According to Mimi, whenever Sincere had his homeboys over, he would actually ask her to leave the house and go stay at her mother's place. Now, that alone sounds bizarre. Why would any man in a supposedly healthy relationship
I might leave because my homeboy, because my man homeboy coming over. I ain't going no damn where. Y'all go in the game room or whatever. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna definitely side out like, what the hell y'all
When he
got
had
going
friends
on?
over, the girlfriends and wives would come along too, and everyone would just hang out together. That's the kind of normal social dynamic you'd expect. But with Amoy, it was the opposite. He wanted Mimi gone.
But who asked me a question that I was answering?
I did. I asked you about the homeboys coming over and asking you leaving.
So yes. Okay, so he would say Mimi. He would say, you know, when your homeboys come over, the girl shouldn't be in the house and stuff. Can you go to your mom's and stuff like that? And I'm like, and I'm thinking from my previous relationships, when my ex-husband's homeboys would come over, their wives was coming with them. Like, we would all just get along. So yes, he would ask me to leave the house when his homeboys came over.
Did you ever leave?
I did one time and I threw a fit.
And honestly, you don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to see the issue here. If there's truly nothing to hide, then why the secrecy? Why the insistence that she disappear whenever his boys come around? Mimi called it out for what it was: controlling, isolating, and straight up suspicious. And if you think this is bad, wait till you hear more from Mimi.
Now, I used to...
Outside, I don't know how that happened, and he threw the keys at me. And I said, I'm going to the laundromat. He kept calling me on the phone, threatening me and stuff. So I remember I called his mother and I said, your son threatened me. And by the time I get to the house, the police are going to be there and he needs to be gone. And he took Kilo with him. No, I don't know no black and white dog. He took Kilo with him when he left. Yes, he was. And he took Kilo with him and left and went back to North Carolina. During that year, I had went to North Carolina and we did speak. And he was like, can you take Kilo back with you? Because he really didn't want Kilo, wherever Kilo. And I took Kilo for a little while, but I was down there picking my daughter up and getting things situated to come back home. And I told him he had to come get Kilo. And from there, I heard that Kilo was in a shelter. I was supposed to go back and get Kilo, but I wasn't able to. So I think she was adopted.
One of them named Kim.
So Sincere wasn't only being a weird lunatic, but he was also being violent with his past partners, which, honestly speaking, didn't surprise us one bit, given his extremely irrational behavior and tendency to pick fights with literally anyone. In addition to this story his ex recalled is entirely believable because it lines up with what we already know today about how careless he is with his pets. Just look at the way he's been treating his pit bull Sabrina right now. Back then, he and Mimi actually had a dog together named Kilo. When they split, he took Kilo with him to North Carolina, only to later call Mimi and tell her to come pick the dog up. Since Mimi was busy with her daughter at the time, he didn't wait or make arrangements, he just dropped Kilo off at a shelter. Now, some might argue that leaving a dog at a shelter isn't the absolute worst option, and in comparison to the neglect we've seen with Sabrina, it seems almost tame. But it still raises an obvious question. Why even take the dog with you if you had no intention or ability to properly care for it? If his priority was truly the dog's well-being, he could have made a responsible plan from the start. However, Mimi wasn't the only one. Her story lined up with what others had hinted at in the past, that Amoy's relationships often ended in chaos, bitterness, and accusations of emotional abuse. And when you see this pattern repeat itself across multiple partners, it becomes harder and harder to dismiss these claims as just ex-drama or exaggeration. Another one of his exes that we came across was a woman named Kim. Now, unlike some of the other stories, there wasn't any talk of physical abuse, but the entire situation was just bizarre. When people started digging into this so-called marriage, it turned out that the whole thing was a sham. Apparently, Kim wasn't really his wife at all. Instead, she was paid to play the role of his wife in his skits, and the marriage existed solely because there was money involved. We came across this comment someone made online saying, he and Kim were in a relationship and he proposed to her. She said yes, and I think after she allegedly faked a miscarriage, she left him. Now, Kim actually responded to this comment writing, this was supposed to be a skit from the start. I can't believe anything it says. I look at my money and left. So yeah, it was all fake. But honestly, who does that? The only reason someone would go through those lengths is if they were desperate to prove something to the world. In Amoy's case, it seemed like he was doing everything possible to prove he was straight, that he had a wife, and that he wasn't into men. For years he leaned into this act, but the cracks in the facade became more and more obvious. There are even other stories floating around about how he used to pay people to pose as his partners or wives on camera, only to lash out when they didn't want to keep participating in his little productions. However, Kim actually blasted him on live stream, telling people how he's been sleeping with men even when they were together.
Devontae Sharp kissing. That's what the I have. And when I finish my courtship with him, I'm going to show every picture that it is. I put cameras in the house. I can tell you what I done. I hacked his ring, his security camera, and I got everything. I got this code, and so he was looking for it for 3 days. He couldn't get back in there. I had to code my own self. Him and y'all call him Javon. His name is Devontae Sharp. That's what his name is. Them two were kissing. They was in his bed, all kind of.
Oh my God, the one in the videos?
And if all of this wasn't already bad enough, he's constantly talking trash about his baby mama and their 21-year-old autistic son. Instead of showing even the slightest bit of empathy, he regularly blames her for the fact that their son is autistic. saying
Hey,
some of the
yo,
most
what up,
outright
though?
disgusting things about her. We even came across a video where he claimed the reason his son is the way he is because his baby mama supposedly drank and smoked while she was pregnant.
Have a disabled child, or if your child gonna be like that, I never thought my child would be like that. I know why my child was like that though, because my baby mama was still smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. So that's how my son ended up how he is. But I never thought that I would have an autistic child. But she was still smoking and drinking beer while she was pregnant with my son behind my back. That's how my son ended up the way he is.
First off, let's be clear, this is a lie. If you followed his behavior, you'll notice a pattern. Every ex is painted as a cheater, a hoe, or the villain, while he's always a victim. He thrives on throwing shade, shifting blame, and making others look bad to cover up his own faults. So it's not surprising that he would make up something this vile about the mother of his child. Second, what he's saying about his son is not only cruel, it's also completely wrong. Autism is a complex neurodevelopmental condition, and decades of research have shown it's not caused by a parent smoking or drinking during pregnancy. While things like prenatal exposure to alcohol or drugs can cause other health complications, autism specifically has been linked to genetic and neurological factors, not a single habit or action.
Family, I don't have disabled in my family, so it can't be genetic. She don't have autism or disabled in her
Oh, he
family,
definitely
so
got it.
it
He
can't be
definitely
genetic.
undiagnosed. Oh, for
Now, let's
sure.
be real here. How
Let's
dumb
be
do you
real here.
actually have to be
Exactly.
to not know the first thing about your own son's condition,
Be
let
for
alone what
real.
even causes it? Autism has absolutely nothing to do with whether his mother smoked or drank during pregnancy. That's not how it works. And anyone with even the most basic knowledge would know that. But instead of educating himself, he just takes the lazy way out and points fingers, because that's what he always does. And here's the kicker, his story never lines up with what his baby mom has said. She literally put out a long emotional message explaining how he actually treated her while she was pregnant with their son. She wrote in a comment, "My son was born at 29 weeks. My body literally was fighting against my pregnancy, mind you. I am 27 years old and 120 pounds. I got to the point where I couldn't eat or drink, not even water. The last time I took me to the ER because I was so sick, they did urine and blood tests. And not too long after that, they were loading me up in the ambulance to take me to the next city hospital. I had no clue what was going on because everything was happening so fast. I didn't know until after my son was born that I had pre-eclampsia and my son was in distress. So that was why they had to do an emergency cesarean. The doctor eventually told me my BP was so high that they felt I could have stroke, and it could have been fatal to both my son and I. He was in NICU for about 3.5 months before he came home and has been healthy ever since. Outside of being on the autism spectrum, he has no health issues whatsoever. And guess what? According to his baby mama, she was going through all of this alone because Amoy wasn't even there when his son was born. So he's actually got a lot of guts for blaming her for his son's autism. And trust us when we say this is just one example of how horribly he treats his baby mama. If you scroll through his Reddit or TikTok page, you'll see countless videos where he does nothing but criticize her, spinning baseless accusations about cheating, inventing petty grudges, and spewing whatever nonsense he can make up to drag her down. It's a non-stop smear campaign, and the irony is that the more he posts, the more he exposes his own bitterness and immaturity.
Do I got to talk about how they were running a train on you in my old apartment and I found out later? Do I got to tell them about that story too? And all my homeboys came and told me that. Do I got to tell them about that? How guys were coming in and out the back door?
Man, what homeboys? You ain't got no
Before
homeboys.
I even got with you and I found out after James
Shut
was
up.
born? Do I got to tell them that story too? You want to jump off that? All she is can come with the same lies y'all coming with. Me and Jamie. That's all y'all can say, and I ain't even gonna talk about that story. I'm gonna let y'all lies keep floating around because y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That's the only shit she could talk about.
And not only that, but we came across a video of him calling her a bad mother just for explaining.
I was just saying earlier, he is like Peach. Everywhere he go, he gotta have some kind of confrontation going on. Everywhere he go, he gotta get into something. He recently just got into it with a woman at the beauty supply store. Like, huh? Like literally everywhere he go, he gotta get into it with somebody. So he like Shamar and Peach mixed together.
Calling him artistic, calling him radio, got him on troll pages, calling him radio, and down degrading somebody artistic child every day. What mother sit on social media talking with people that's picking, posting, down degrading her child every day, explaining herself to these people?
Trust us when we say he is mad out of his mind about the fact that she explained her pregnancy to people, because Amoy hates it when somebody else takes the victim card away. So what did he do? He went on Facebook to post more nonsense about her and call her a hoe. And let's not even get started on the way he treats his own son. He's out there crying about how trolls made fun of his kid for being autistic, but meanwhile he has zero respect for his son's privacy. The poor kid is already struggling enough in life. And instead of protecting him, this guy blasts his face all over the internet while being flat out rude to him. There's even a live stream where he basically gets mad at his son for not calling him enough. In his own words, he calls me, but he doesn't call me as much as he calls his mom, and he's grown up now. Like, seriously? There's no empathy, no softness, no understanding in how he talks about his kid.
Here, when you home, I'm always checking on you. You need to start picking up the phone and call me as well.
I'm picking up the phone.
And I'm going to tell her the same thing.
Hi, Trina. Hey, girl. But he got a kid. Yeah, he has a
So basically, I'm
autistic
asking him the
son.
same way
He's like 12, 13, something
his
like that.
mama calling his phone. He can pick up the phone and call me sometimes, because sometimes I call my son more than he calls me. So what I'm saying is
But
he calls
listen to
his
this.
mama out the blue sometime. So if he could call his mama out the blue, he could call me too. He calls me. He calls me. But mainly I'm calling him all the time, and he's grown now. I shouldn't have to do that.
We mean, you are the parent here. The fact that you have a problem with the fact that you call him more than he calls you just shows how really immature you are. Honestly, it's just
Well, he
infuriating
said
how
he
he's
grown, so he
talking
might
about
be
his
about
autistic
18.
son. And
He
on
ain't that
top of that,
damn
he
old.
cuts him off mid-sentence, nitpicks, and tells him to speak slowly and enunciate, as if that somehow makes him look like a good father. In reality, all he's doing is making his son more miserable by being a complete jerk.
Mama, wait.
Remember I tell you to slow down so you can get your words out. Talk slowly, and then you can get them out real good. Don't talk too fast, because when you talk fast, you stutter.
Don't talk too fast.
Yeah, try to slow down. You can get what you saying
All
now.
this in front of his son. Come on now.
Now what you say? Say it again. Your mama.
Mama, ready to come back home.
She ready to come back home?
Mama.
I'm going to call her later on. What she said, she ready to come back?
Yeah.
She getting tired of the family reunion already.
And honestly, it's crazy how he just keeps pulling all these stunts right in front of his kid. He'll dance around in front of him, make these bizarre videos twerking, and even wear his Amoy the Goddess clothes while pretending to be straight. I can imagine being that kid and having to watch your dad act out this circus every day. It's embarrassing and unfair. Also, the way he talks about his own son is just weird. We came across this really disturbing piece of information online. Someone on Reddit said that Amoy once admitted on his live stream that his son touches himself to the character Amoy plays on camera. Honestly, that's just beyond disgusting. There's crossing lines and then there's obliterating them. And this is one of those moments where you just sit back and think, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Now, we couldn't find the video where he said this, but here's the Reddit thread mentioning
Yeah, I
this
didn't know all
incident.
that.
And if
That's
everything else
disgusting.
wasn't already
That's sad.
disturbing enough, there's
That's why
actually a
you
video
don't
of
even
him
be doing that
talking
in
about
front of
why
him.
his son has white
He don't
stains
really
on his
understand. He
pants.
probably think
And
that's
he
a woman
goes on
in
this
there.
disgusting rant about how his son's mother lets him do things in the shower, and that's apparently his excuse for the stains. Ugh, like, who even talks about their kid that way? It's beyond gross, and no decent parent would ever be comfortable saying that out loud, let alone making it into content for strangers online.
Why your son had nut stains in his short? Because his mama be letting him jack off. How about you ask her that? He comes to my house with nut stains in his drawers all the time. So you go ask her that. She let him jack off in the shower, on her couches, in her bathroom. So you go ask her that. If you jacking off and you pull your pants back up, you go.
That was sad. And he just sitting there laughing like something funny. Ain't nothing funny about that. Hmm. Tiffany said. I thought that, that would be a good laugh for you guys because it took me all the way out making it. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually got the idea from Mimi. Her name is Planet Mimi on YouTube. She reacts to a bunch of different people. Um, and she makes a little overlays like that. So I kind of copy her. So shout out to Mimi.
And let him do it and call it his me time. Mind your business and worry about your own ugly ass kids. And he's going to jack his dick if he not getting no pussy.
See? I'm gonna have to edit this live if I can somehow. 'Cause it's too much.
It's messed up, and it just shows how far gone this guy really is. He
Sounded
also made
just
a
like
video
me.
talking about his
Talking
son's
about F somebody
graduation
damn
and how he
kids.
is not
See?
sad about
Just
missing it.
ignorant.
I don't give a about going to his graduation. Me crying? No, she didn't hurt me not telling me about his graduation. I don't give a about that. Congratulations, he graduated. Woo! That don't hurt me. Her not telling me, I don't give a about that. Her and you too, that don't hurt me. She the one got to pay for that, not me. She the one got to pay for not telling us. I don't give a. He graduated. Kudos. You want a cookie? He did what he's supposed to do, graduate. Want a cookie? Like y'all getting mad at me for her not telling me and my family about his graduation. You with her too, I don't give a damn. You getting mad at me for her not telling me and my family about his graduation.
Right there is definitely another sign that he could be autistic. All that repeating everything 3 and 4 times. We heard you, okay? We heard you the first time. Damn.
Jalen grown. You can suck his dick. No, it don't hurt me. Because Jehovah, she will pay for that, so it don't hurt me. Yeah, I want it to be to my son's graduation, but when you got a sorry-ass baby mama, you can't help that. Y'all don't know my baby mama like y'all think y'all know her. She known for doing like this. I ain't had to call. He's supposed to tell us. Stop making excuses.
Yeah, he need to get off the internet.
I won't supposed to call his school. Normal mothers
Once they ban him off of TikTok, they got about 2 more that need to go.
The father ain't got to call no damn school. My mother call that father and tell that father his child graduating. A father shouldn't have to call no school. They get it from the parent, dumbass. Stop making excuses for what she did. Any normal parent, a grown woman going to call
No,
that father.
any normal parent who's in their kid's life would already know when the graduation was. So what you're saying don't even make no sense. So you might as well stop hollering because you're not making no sense.
Excuses for her. You weak ass, miserable ass. See what type of mothers y'all are. I see what type of mothers y'all are. The out of here. And I don't have to explain myself to y'all. Get y'all miserable bum asses out of my life. Block, block, block. You and what you talking about. Block, block. Don't nobody give a what y'all talking about. Y'all come with the same stuff every day. Get the off my Instagram. Keep that on TikTok. How I get this off my screen? How did that get on my screen? Y'all, how do I get that Tuesday vibe off of here? Well, I don't give a about that. He never said he don't care about his son. But what can he do if he didn't know about the graduation? Y'all picking and choosing. Right. Girl, I don't give a what they say.
Yeah, his mouth is definitely foul. I didn't know it was going to be all this going on. They ain't even block all the words out.
And stickers calling him radio. Get the out of here. Y'all weird. And I'ma stay talking to y'all. Get the out of here. Why do you give a anything about my son when y'all picking on him every day, calling him radio, using him as stickers under people comments? You dumb ass. I'm not my baby mama. We not the same. I'm not gonna kiss y'all ass. I'ma go against everybody that talk about my son. I can't help she's a weak ass that want y'all attention, baby. Cause what type of mother sit and talk to people that's posting her child, picking on her child every day? She's a stupid ass. All is too. I'ma stay going against y'all. Why do y'all give a anything about my son when y'all posting him, calling him radio, using him for memes, and she's a weak cause she's talking to y'all. Going against y'all every day. I'm not y'all friend. She can be y'all friend and let y'all pick on her child, but not me. I'm not your friend. You and your kids too. Cause I can yell, get your dusty ass out of here. Why you in here listening to me yell in the morning? Ho? Thank you, baby. Yeah, fuck their kids too.
Instead of showing even the smallest ounce of regret for missing his son's
Got issues
graduation,
for real. He need
he
help
turns
real
it
bad.
into a rant,
He
blaming
eat
his
that
ex and
same
then
meal.
completely crossing the line by making that vile comment about his own kid.
That same
The
meal,
issue
his
here is that he
favorite.
pretends to be this
Eggs, he
amazing,
interchanges
cool father,
eggs,
the one
sashi,
everyone should
and
admire,
waffles.
while painting
If
his
it ain't
baby mama
sashi,
as the
he eating
villain.
bacon.
But in reality, he's completely
Talking about he
neglectful,
ain't autistic.
doesn't
Yes, you
care
are.
about his son's
Fool.
privacy, talks about him in weird and inappropriate ways, and shows zero genuine concern for anything that actually matters. A perfect example of this is how he's
And I'm not talking bad about autistic people, because believe me, I know I have an autistic son. But he is in denial of what he is.
living for his own image. Meanwhile, he's behind on child support, and we actually have proof of that. Now, that being said, if you think this is the end of his vile and disturbing antics, you are very, very wrong. Up until recently, Amoy's been pretending to be a straight man, constantly insisting he was only interested in women. But with everything coming to light, he basically fessed up and said that he's a trans man. Not only that, but he also got himself a boyfriend named James.
So happy he got a man in the house. A man who ain't paying no bills. He's so happy. Don't know how to act.
The issue here is that this is the same person who repeatedly told people he was straight, only to suddenly flip the narrative and claim he's a woman. On top of that, he says he isn't actually undergoing any hormones or surgeries, he's just identifying as a woman.
I don't need hormones, and I don't have to take hormones just because I'm transitioning. I look fine the way I am. I'm natural. I'm not getting no work done to my body at all. I don't need it. I have an ass. My body is already the T. I have a flat stomach. I don't need no work done. I'm not doing none of that.
He even said that he can use women's restrooms at home because he was a lady that day.
They told me, did you go to the girls' bathroom? And if I did, I'm a lady today. So if I go to the girls' bathroom, huh?
Not only that, but he also started obsessively talking about how people were misgendering him and how James saw him as a woman, using that as proof that he was now a woman. He even went so far as to say that if things with James didn't work out, he would go back to being a woman because apparently his gender identity is now entirely dependent on his relationship status. This understandably made a lot of people angry. Being trans is not something you can just turn on and off at your convenience. It's not an accessory. It's not a role you can play based on who you're dating that week. There's already enough stigma surrounding trans women using public bathrooms, being misgendered, and facing discrimination, and here he was essentially weaponizing that stigma for personal drama. Using gender identity as a tool to create chaos online is not only disrespectful to the trans community, but it's also deeply problematic and manipulative. But Amoy, he didn't care.
Trans. Yep, I sure am. I sure am. Yep, and a big one you can choke off of, a bitch. I see her more laid up with her boo. Yes, honey. Shut the up with what y'all throwing. I don't care what y'all be saying. Y'all come here typing paragraphs every day like I care what y'all be saying.
Now, as we
So
mentioned,
why are
he even made a
you
video
in the bed
talking
chilling
about
with your man? Why
pronouns
are
and how
you on
people are
live? This is what I
misgendering
be
him.
talking about.
Was
Like,
carrying
come on.
myself as a man, it was always she, her, oh girl,
Gotta record
please.
everything. Gotta
Now
be on
I'm
live
carrying
all the time.
myself as a
Shit.
woman. It's he, boy, stop, boy, please.
We have got to the point where literally any
Dude, I'm 41 years old, baby. What I'm doing now? Self, baby. Y'all don't know whether I'm a man or woman. Your damn self. But I'm confused. When I'm a man, I'm a woman. Now I'm carrying myself as a woman. I'm a man. Nothing I do on this app make y'all happy, and I don't give a damn. So watch and drown in your misery and enjoy it, baby. Because ain't nothing stopping over here. Not a clip, not a misery, not a derogatory that y'all say out y'all mouth towards me. It ain't stopping shit over here, baby.
And don't get us wrong, no one deserves to be misgendered, but that's a serious issue and can be incredibly harmful to the trans community. However, Amoy's situation is very different. Many people simply don't believe him when he claims to be trans, and the main reason for that is he doesn't seem genuinely committed to it. His behavior and statements are inconsistent, leaving people unsure of what to believe about his actual identity. As one social media user put it very well, this is the same guy who not long ago was using every trick in the book to deflect from questions about his sexuality. Now all of a sudden he's claiming a new identity, but without any real consistency or accountability. The lack of clarity and sincerity in how he presents himself has only made people more skeptical, and many view it as yet another way for him to control the narrative and generate attention.
I have always been respectful of people's pronouns. If you want to be called he, if you want to be called she, if you prefer they, them, I've always respected that. In one of my videos that I made about Lily Tino when I was reading her down, a lot of people gave thanks to me because they were like, I loved how, you were being shady towards her, but you never misgendered her and you still referred to her as she because I was just raised right. But I just seen a video of Amoy. Amoy was saying how he got into it with James's ex-wife. And he said James's ex-wife was disrespecting him by misgendering him and calling him a man. And he said he knows he is a man, but he identifies as a woman. Now, it wasn't too
He
damn
ain't
long
no
ago
damn she.
when
He
he
ain't
was
no
saying how
damn
he was
she.
happy with
Whatever the
stuff he's
hell.
doing when it
Ain't no
comes to
damn
trans
she.
people.
I give a damn
And
about none of that.
Jehovah don't like the trans, and it wasn't too long ago. I know people can change and people deflect and their true feelings come out, but damn.
Now, there's actually been a lot of drama surrounding his relationship with this guy, James, with their exes thrown into the mix as well. Apparently, James posted a Snapchat story that allowed people online to dig into James's baby mama and find out a lot of personal information about her. Unsurprisingly, she wasn't happy about it. She didn't want her son's identity exposed on the internet. Then she called James to figure out what was going on. And during the call, James apparently denied it, all while sitting in his house. This is the call recording people have been talking about, and it perfectly illustrates just how messy and chaotic the situation became because of their relationship and Amoy's
Long ass
reckless
head.
behavior online.
All right, y'all, listen. What's up, baby girl? This ain't baby girl. This is your ex-wife. What the is going on with you liking some boy or some all over the internet?
Why you believe in that shit, bro?
Because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it. What the f you mean? They posting pictures of me and my kids talking about you, my kids, dad, and all that.
Yeah, my parents don't tell me with that shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
So you don't know what's going on, but you all over the internet saying you go with a boy. You in the video with the boy. I seen your ass in the video with the boy. And there's a video of you holding hands with the boy. And
See, that's what I be talking about. Amoy should have never put him out there. If he didn't come out yet to his family or his kids, his ex-wife, however it is, it was not up to you to put him out there like that if he wasn't already out. That was wrong, no matter what's going on. But Amoy, he got no sense. He's so happy to have a man, he just threw him out there to the wolves. I already know how TikTok do. They're gonna find everything out about you in a day, and that's what they did.
Completely flipped out. He began confronting James in a very aggressive and intense manner, escalating the situation further.
I told you when we got together, you said the same thing. You don't like a liar. I don't like a liar. And you done lied to me already over some simple shit when she done said y'all don't with each other either. Okay, that's so why you had to lie to me about talking to her on the phone when the troll sent me the video? Oh my God, why? This is what niggas do. This is why I say I don't want no nigga. My first experience with a nigga, I got a nigga lying to me in my house, and you don't even go with the woman, and the woman saying y'all don't go together.
Got a nigga lying to me in my house.
Issue. That's what I'm trying to ask.
What's the issue? You lie. You tell her you don't know who I am, but I'm your woman.
I did not, bro.
It's in the video.
Whatever, man. It's a video. You're right. It's in the video, man.
And the woman saying she don't care because y'all not together, y'all haven't been together, so why do you feel like you had to lie to her?
Now, there's a lot to unpack here because Amoy has actually been talking trash about James's ex for a very long time. When this situation arose, he saw yet another opportunity to tear this woman down. We believe it's less about jealousy and more about trying to assert dominance or control.
The baby mama not even fucking with me. She's an ex-wife, and the kid's not even his. His real baby mama. She not even fucking with us. His biological child, his baby mama, she not even fucking with us. We blocked her, we blocked the kids, he get his number changed, and that's that. She didn't have no right texting my man phone. And then her disrespecting me, saying he's with a man. If he look at me as a woman, because that's how I'm carrying myself as a woman, and he don't feel like he gay, that's how he look at it. He don't have to take that call. Y'all put them in the mix of our shit. He's not with her. He's not fucking her. He ain't being with her. He was just trying to be in the kid's life. So we done did all of that. We don't give a fuck. And she can't talk about me because she don't know me. So I really don't give a fuck. But ain't nobody beefing with that queen. She's hurt. And that's something that she has to carry. Ain't nobody beefing with that queen, honey. But they're not going to disrespect me either because I'm his woman.
The thing is that with Amoy, a lot of people don't even believe he's truly bi, trans, or gay. And honestly, it doesn't matter. What's clear is that he seems to carry a lot of unresolved issues and resentment toward women in general. Any women he's ever encountered, it seems he's some kind of beef with. Maybe he is gay, maybe he's not, maybe he's straight, maybe he's somewhere in between. What's undeniable is that he appears deprived of genuine love and validation, and he's desperate to get it from James. But here's the kicker, though. James doesn't actually take Amoy seriously. While Amoy is head over heels and obsessively invested in this relationship, James seems largely indifferent, leading Amoy to navigate all this drama and chaos alone. This dynamic perfectly showcases not just his obsession, but also how unbalanced and performative much of his behavior can be. According to James' ex, Amoy is literally a man-child. She claimed that he had her doing everything for him, taking advantage of her generosity, and that Amoy's relationship with James is largely transactional. He wanted a place to stay, someone to cover his rent, and to take care of other expenses. Honestly speaking, this does seem to line up with observation from people online.
And at the end of the day, this man is homeless. This man is using Amoy. And Amoy ain't known this man 3 business days, and he is now living with him.
But this is still far from the end of it. Amoy has since exposed his very beloved boyfriend, someone he previously claimed he was solid with, revealing that he actually forced him to come out. This revelation not only casts a shadow over his public image as a devoted partner, but also underscores a pattern of
Boy don't give a damn. He just happy to have a piece of man. He don't care. He don't care. He just happy to have a man in the house.
He literally just forced that man to come out to the point where, like, he definitely can't go now. Like, he can't go back home or where he was at because now he's been outed. You don't know how that shit go. Like, at all. Like, Amoy dead ass wrong for that shit. And then it's the fact that Amoy admitted out his own mouth that, y'all talking about this look like that. But anyways, Amoy admitted that out his own mouth that he know the man is a straight man. So if you know he's carrying himself as a straight man and you're saying he's a straight man and you dealt with the same thing when you were a straight man, why the was you out him on the internet knowing how the trolls get about you? They go looking for every single body. Like, that's fucked up. You wanted this relationship be known so bad. Like, Moy don't know how to keep shit private. I never understood that. Like, for real, like.
Since then, we believe that their relationship has ended. However, we're not entirely sure because there are still tons of videos featuring James on Amoy's TikTok. Maybe they're not actually over, or perhaps Amoy is planning another dramatic appearance. Honestly, at this point, nothing about him would surprise us anymore.
Do it. Yeah. I'll change my mind. I'll change my mind, baby. I don't think I want to do it.
Oh, you fucking lying. I know you
Already.
fucking lying.
We just made it official 3 hours later.
Ew.
I don't want to do it, baby.
However, if there's one thing that really gave us a scare, it was Amoy's Twitter. Now, if you haven't been there, we highly recommend that you don't go. It's not a place you want to explore. We first saw a post on Reddit talking about his Twitter, and curiosity got the better of us, so we decided to check it out. We regretted it almost immediately. His account is filled with nudes, thirst traps, and strangely enough, feet pictures. Yeah, try to unsee that. It's a bizarre and unsettling mix that perfectly fits the pattern of his manipulative and provocative behavior online. Honestly, scrolling through it makes it clear just how much he thrives on attention, regardless of how inappropriate or disturbing the content may be. In conclusion, Amoy the Goddess is a figure who has left a trail of controversy, drama, and concern wherever he goes. From his messy personal relationships and troubling interactions with Jamie and other young men, to his manipulative behavior online, it's clear that his public persona is only a fraction of the chaos he brings into his private life. He's repeatedly shown a pattern of dishonesty, aggression, and disregard for the well-being of others, whether it's his son, his pets, his ex-partners, or complete strangers. His actions, from exposing people, stirring drama for clout, and creating tension in every interaction, reflect a deeply troubled individual who thrives on attention and controversy. While he presents himself one way online, the evidence from his past, combined with first-hand accounts and his own behavior, paints a very different picture. Ultimately, Moy's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked online behavior, manipulation, and personal accountability. It's a reminder that actions have consequences, and no matter how carefully one tries to curate an image, the truth, or at least pieces of it, always have a way of surfacing. On this note, we'd like to end today's video. If you stayed this far into this brain-rotten mess, then you deserve applause. And if you liked the video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments down below.
All right. So that is it for today's live reaction. I appreciate everybody for stopping by and showing love. This was crazy. But yeah, so if you wanted to know who Amoy was, here you go. This is Amoy and all the crap he got going on. And yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about him. So if you like this kind of video or this kind of live, let me know in the comments. If you have a particular person you want me to react on, let's do it. So yeah. I appreciate you guys. I am out. I will see y'all later.
You should already know. You should already know. Dead. I'm 41 years old, baby. What I'm doing.